We will walk through a clear, step-by-step guide to mastering freelance taxes in Denmark, so you can focus more on your work and less on navigating the rules. As a freelancer, or selvstændig, in Denmark, you operate in one of the world's most structured tax environments, and understanding how it all fits together is essential for protecting your income, maintaining compliance, and avoiding unwelcome surprises later in the year. We will move from the very first setup steps, through daily financial habits, and into the annual tax return, highlighting practical tips and common pitfalls along the way. Let's start with the foundation, making sure you are correctly registered. The moment you begin freelancing with the intention of earning income, you need to register with SKAT, the Danish tax agency, typically through Virk.dk. Depending on your setup, you may register as a sole proprietor, known as an enkeltmandsvirksomhed, or, if your business is more complex or you want limited liability, you might consider establishing an APS, a private limited company. Many freelancers begin as sole proprietors because it's simpler and has lower administrative burden, but regardless of structure, registration is not optional. This is also where you confirm whether your activity is a genuine business or a hobby. A genuine business is expected to aim for profit and be carried out continuously, and that classification affects how your income and deductions are treated. Once you are registered, the next key element is understanding your tax obligations as a freelancer. In Denmark, you are responsible for reporting and paying tax on your business profits, which are your revenues minus allowable business expenses. Unlike employees, you do not have an employer withholding tax at source on your behalf, which means you must proactively manage your preliminary taxes, known as forskuddsopgørelse. Early in the tax year, and whenever your expected income changes significantly, you should update your preliminary income assessment with SKAT. This ensures that the advanced tax payments and NEB tax arrangements for self-employed income are aligned with your actual expected earnings. Failing to update this often leads to underpayment and a large residual tax bill the following year, sometimes with interest, so building a habit of reviewing your estimates at least twice a year is a strong risk management practice. Next, let's address VAT, or moms, which is an area many freelancers misunderstand. In Denmark, most businesses must register for VAT once their turnover exceeds a relatively low threshold, and many professional freelance services such as consulting, design, and development fall under VAT rules. Once registered, you are required to charge VAT on your invoices, typically at 25%, and to report and pay that VAT to SKAT at monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual intervals depending on your size. The important point is that the VAT you collect is not your income. You are essentially holding it on behalf of the state. At the same time, you can deduct input VAT on business-related purchases, such as software subscriptions, equipment, or some professional services, provided you have proper invoices and can clearly demonstrate that they relate to your business. To avoid confusion and accidental misuse of VAT funds, many experienced freelancers create a dedicated bank sub-account where they immediately move the VAT portion of each payment they receive, ensuring that when it is time to file VAT returns, the money is already set aside. Daily financial discipline is the next fundamental step. Proper bookkeeping is not just a legal requirement, it is also the backbone of accurate tax reporting. Keep detailed records of every invoice issued and every business expense incurred, along with receipts and documentation. Digital accounting tools that integrate with Danish systems can significantly streamline this process, especially when they allow automatic bank feeds, invoice tracking, and VAT categorization. From a tax perspective, the critical task is to distinguish clearly between private and business expenses. Only expenses that are directly related to earning your freelance income are deductible. For example, professional software, industry-specific tools, a portion of your phone and internet, and business-related travel can often be deducted if properly documented. If you work from home, a well-documented proportion of housing costs may be deductible, depending on the nature of your setup and case-specific rules, but this is an area where guidelines are nuanced, so many freelancers either keep conservative estimates or seek professional advice. Always ensure your invoices include the required details: your name or company name, CVR number if you have one, the client's details, an invoice number, date, description of services, net amount, VAT amount if applicable, and total. This not only supports your credibility with clients, but also aligns with Danish bookkeeping standards and simplifies any future audit. Moving from day to day to the annual cycle, your central milestone is the annual tax return, the ARSOPBRELS. Each year, you must report your business income and expenses, resulting in a calculated taxable profit. For sole proprietors, this is typically reported through specific self-employed sections on your tax return, and the profit is then combined with your other income, such as salary, benefits, or investment returns, to determine your overall tax liability. Danish tax is progressive, so as your freelance income grows, you may move into higher tax brackets, and you may also be subject to top bracket tax, known as top SKAT. Throughout this process, remember that Denmark's tax system is tightly connected to the social security model. In addition to income tax, freelancers must account for the labor market contribution, AM-bidrag, usually at 8% of income before regular income tax is calculated. This is mandatory and should be factored into your planning when estimating net take-home pay. To avoid surprises, many freelancers adopt a simple internal rule: immediately set aside a fixed percentage of every invoice, often between 40 and 50% depending on your income level and municipality, into a separate tax savings account. That way, when SKAT issues the final statement or when B tax installments are due, the funds are already available. Another best practice is to take full advantage of legitimate deductions and allowances. Contributions to certain pension schemes can be tax deductible under Danish rules, and structured pension planning can be especially valuable for freelancers who do not have employer-sponsored pensions. Trade union fees, unemployment insurance through an SKAT, and some professional education costs may also qualify for deductions, subject to current rules and limits. Always verify the latest thresholds and categories on SKAT.dk, as regulations and deduction caps can change. At the same time, be disciplined in avoiding aggressive or ambiguous deductions. Overstating business use of personal assets or failing to maintain adequate documentation increases the risk of reassessment. Danish authorities expect a high degree of transparency. Clear records and reasonable assumptions are your best defense. For those operating cross-border, for example serving clients outside Denmark or working temporarily from another country, be aware that international tax rules, double taxation agreements, and VAT place of supply rules can add complexity. In such situations, it is often more efficient to seek tailored guidance from a tax advisor familiar with both Danish and international regulations than to experiment on your own. Throughout your freelance journey, consider periodically benchmarking your financial setup as your business evolves. At the beginning, simple spreadsheets and basic accounting tools might be sufficient, but as your revenue increases, your client base diversifies, or you take on subcontractors, you may benefit from more robust systems or even part-time support from a bookkeeper. Similarly, at certain income levels or risk profiles, transitioning from a sole proprietorship to an APS structure can have implications for taxation, liability, and pension planning. These are strategic decisions that should be taken with a holistic view of your long-term goals, not just a narrow focus on the next tax bill. To recap the core steps for mastering freelance taxes in Denmark: ensure you are correctly registered with SKAT and clear on whether you are a business or hobby. Manage your preliminary tax assessments and B-tax proactively. Understand and comply with VAT rules if your services and turnover require it. Maintain rigorous, digital-first bookkeeping that clearly separates business and private expenses. Set aside funds continuously for AM-bidrag and income tax to avoid liquidity shocks. Leverage legitimate deductions, including pensions and professional costs, within the boundaries of current Danish regulations, and periodically review your structure, tools, and support as your freelance activity grows. By embedding these practices into your routine, you significantly reduce administrative stress, build financial resilience, and create the stability needed to focus on delivering value to your clients. If you apply these principles consistently and stay informed through official channels like SKAT.dk, you will be well positioned to manage your freelance taxes in Denmark with confidence and professionalism.